Well, aloha everyone. So today I'm up at the national park and I am with Drew and Mike from USGS, and they just gave a really interesting talk. They had a nice fun just question and answer session with the public, and so you want to tell us a little bit about who you each are?
Aloha, I'm Drew Downs, a geologist with the Hawaii Volcano Observatory. I've been here close to 6 years now, and I'm a geologist who mainly undertakes field mapping and geochemistry to help study these lava flows, to help people understand, that the world around us is constantly changing, and especially here in Hawaii, you come week to week and everything looks different.
My name is Mike Zoeller. I'm a geologist and GIS analyst for the Hawaii Volcano Observatory. I primarily focus in digital mapping, so I create all of our lava flow maps, and I do a lot of three-dimensional modeling of the lava flows to get estimates of the lava volume erupted. And this current eruption that we've had going on since late 2024 is one of the highest volume summit eruptions that we've seen in a long time here at Kīlauea. So far, it's erupted just over 200 million cubic meters of lava, and all of our eruptions since 2020 here have so far erupted about 350 million cubic meters, and that's just under halfway to the point that it's actually going to start overflowing the crater that formed in 2018. So we're chugging along, but we still have a little ways to go.
That's amazing. Yeah, and so you guys are up here just educating the public. Sounds like Volcano Awareness Month is something you do every January?
It is.
Every January, okay. And can you tell us a little bit about what the goals are of the month and what you want to bring to light?
The goals of the month, again, this is held every January, and this is a bit different this year because the national park is redoing their visitor center where we have a lot of talks. So usually we do have a couple talks every year that are standing out at the crater, but a lot of them are like PowerPoint presentations. But it's mainly to engage and inform. So we want the people coming to the park knowing, what is going on with the volcano, what are the hazards, what's interesting, what's cool, and just to get people involved with the world around them here in Hawaii and know that we're in a dynamic system, that we've got a lot of eruptions. We had our first water lake a couple years ago. We had a big eruption in 2018 in Caldera collapse, and just to appreciate the changing world around them.
Today's event had a lot of visitors, but some of our other events are also pretty well attended by locals, and there's a range of levels of awareness on the island of knowledge of volcanic hazards. So we're just trying to get the general population here as well, just better understanding of the hazards that may affect them as a result of the volcanoes here, and just make sure that if they're in a place that's potentially in harm's way from lava flows or tephra fall or gas emissions from the volcano, just so that they know the preparations and mitigations that they can take to be ready for those events.
Yes, and from what I've understood, one thing that's very important to pay attention to is things like wind direction, especially when there's an eruption. Do you want to list some of the hazards?
Oh, yes. And particularly with this eruption, the main hazards would be gas. So if you're smelling sulfur, you're in a high gas area. But volcanoes also produce other gases, CO2, water vapor, which is harmful, but particularly CO2 and sulfur are two of the bigger hazards that you don't want to get overwhelmed by and suffocate. But Pele's hair, and you probably can't see my hands in that. My hands are all ripped up from not only Pele's hair, but just any of these clasts that fall. They're really sharp.
That's crazy.
This Pele's hair and the other class, they're primarily made of glass, so they will cut you.
Yes.
You don't want to handle them too much without gloves. And of course, if the particles are fine enough, you can breathe them in, and particularly people with asthma can have, reactions that are not the best.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny on the trail. Sometimes you'll see them shimmering on the ground.
Oh yes.
And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, shiny," and I went to pick it up, and the person he was like, "No, don't touch it."
It is.
I was like, "Oh,
It's like little needles
Yep.
that get embedded in your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, word to the public: if you see it, do not pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So things like gas. What type of like, for example, I have a mask in my bag all the time, the N95 mask. Is there any other type of gear or equipment you'd recommend to the public when they come to the volcano?
An N95 mask is good for keeping the particulate matter out. It won't keep the gas out.
Okay, fair.
I mean, that's more you'd need a gas mask, but if it gets to the point in the park that you need a gas mask, the park will shut down
Okay.
that part and move everyone out. Yeah.
So we don't need to worry about being. So I guess that's a important piece is the public can get alerts from the park. Obviously,
Yes.
the park itself will close. Is there a particular website or place they can find information if they want to look proactively for updates like that?
Well, our website is updated daily with information about the volcanic activity. The national park website is also updated regularly with their current closure areas. So I would just refer to both of those resources for information on areas that are accessible and not accessible at any given time.
I guess that's one question. You guys are separate from the park?
We are.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
both the National Park Service and the U.S. Geological Survey are under the Department of the Interior. So we're in the same government department,
Yes.
but we are separate agencies within the Department of the Interior.
Okay.
So the U.S. Geological Survey, and particularly the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory, we are purely a monitoring and science agency, whereas the National Park is a land manager. They actually own Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. So if one needs to be evacuated, anything like that, that is the National Park's call. Same with areas outside of the National Park.
Yes.
That would be up to the state or the county. So our job is to inform them of what is going on, but it's the National Park, the state, or the county who has the job of actually then putting a plan into action and enforcing anything.
I see. So the USGS, you guys run the observatory?
We do.
Okay, understood. So you got the observatory, and I guess for the notes of the listeners is you have the observatory, which is USGS. They provide all the information. The national park is government.
That's the federal government.
Yep. And they have there are different sets of rules, regulations, but also they're tied into the information fed by you guys.
Yes.
Understood. Okay. So there you have it, folks. So then, if you want to find information, both places should be good. I know that you guys are directly the source, so that's actually a good place to start, I would say. And then I guess for a fun last question, I want to know what your prediction is for 40.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say Saturday,
Ooh.
which is the 10th, I believe.
Okay. Time of day. What time?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. 3:37 a.m.
Ooh, that's rough.
I'm getting super specific. Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little bit later. I'm gonna say Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Ooh.
Yep.
That would be more pleasant.
Yeah.
You don't want to get up at 3 in the morning?
Yeah. It's funny. I was saying to Ashton, well, I want to have a Friday night eruption, no rain, just a nice afternoon after work, and I can just go comfortably and sit at the park and enjoy it. So I want a perfect eruption, no rain.
Fortunately, I think the weather is supposed to clear by
It
this
is.
weekend.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
it is,
good.
yes.
Yeah.
I know. I was seeing that because 39, I was sitting in the rain. It was I was so cold. It was so worth it. I got like amazing photography, but
Where did you
Oh, yeah.
watch from?
devastation.
Oh,
Yeah, it was fogged out for like
yeah.
a portion of it. Well, awesome. Thank you guys. This has been so informative. I'll probably post a few clips too with some of the questions people asked and like some of your answers, because there's some like really good questions and answers. And if you guys are watching and you want to go to other events, they have a Volcano Awareness Month schedule calendar on your website, and you can learn more there.
Well, thank you much.
All right,
Aloha.
thanks guys.